Today we're eating Chipotle.
I got a steak bowl with guacamole. What did you get, babe?
And I got the barbacoa. It's in there somewhere. There
Without guac. He didn't get guac, people.
I didn't get guac this time.
Anyway.
I opted for extra sour cream.
Anyway, today we're doing a Q&A.
All aboard!
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Now, let's eat.
All right, so the first question. Who wants to go first? Do you want to go first or should I go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So, grab my question.
While she gets ready,
Take that
I'm
bite.
going to,
Take that good bite.
I'm gonna mess around with my Chipotle and
Chipotle. Okay, so my question is a little philosophical. So, should you live for the present or should you live for the future?
That is very philosophical.
It goes with my personality type.
Does it have to be one or the other, or can I like put it together?
Answer however you want.
Okay, so you said should you live for the present or should you live for the future? I think you should live in the present with the expectation of a future. So I guess to make that make sense, you should live in the present time. You should be present in the places you go. You should be present in the people that you interact with. You should be in the moment so you get the most enjoyment, fulfillment out of what it is that you are, what you're experiencing, to get the true experience of it. But in that, you should be preparing for the future and where you want your life to end up, where you want to manifest for yourself.
Okay. I agree with that. Like, I feel like you should make the most of your moments right now because you don't know if you're going to see tomorrow. So take that, well, we can't take trips now because of COVID. But when outside opens back up, take that trip. You know, buy those shoes, enjoy life, but also invest, have a savings, put money away because you don't know what can happen. Like, tomorrow is not promised, y'all. You don't know if you'll be able to work tomorrow. So what money do you have saved? Like, what will you do if you can't work? So it's definitely a balance.
What skills do you have?
Child.
Because it's not just a matter of being able to work. If you can't work and you still have to do stuff, I mean, do you have a trade or something that you are able to utilize that you can use? Maybe not from the aspect of receiving money from it, but you will be imparting your time into something, and then you can use that to trade to get the stuff that you're able to need.
Or even if the grid goes down, and like, can you survive? Do you know how to grow your own lettuce? Do you know how to, if need be, hunt? Like all that type of stuff. Like, not going to the grocery store. The grocery store is closed down, then what?
Yeah. Not to mention, if you have a lot of those instances, kind of like now, it's like you want to go in there to buy simple stuff, but there has to be a way to allow everybody to buy stuff. So even with restrictions as everybody allowed to have 4 of an item, then you still, what's the word I'm looking for? Even if everybody can have 4, there's still not going to be enough of those items that every single person could get 4. I guess would be the better way of saying it.
Child, you was losing. What's your next question?
I was losing myself there for a second. So like that's what happens when you are hungry. You haven't really eaten anything today, and you're talking and
so dramatic.
Snacks don't count.
Ask your next question.
Okay. So the next question, since we're a food channel, and we're a
Maybe.
talking channel, and it's a random non-serious funny question.
A non-serious funny question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So non-serious.
I some strange way I kind
You
of
actually got it though. Okay.
I don't know how
We're
to feel about that, but okay.
good. Okay, we're good. That's even better. Is a hot dog considered a sandwich?
What?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No,
But why not?
because it's no way. It's kind of like an open faced sandwich, kind of.
I mean, if it's technically you have the hot dog in between 2 layers of bread and chili.
Well, it's not
and
2 layers of bread. It's
onions.
1 piece of bread and half.
Well, I mean 2 layers, so it's 1 piece. But by the time you put all the other stuff in it, it's normally split that you have.
Wipe your mouth.
Yeah, that's kind of what that is. So, do you consider?
That's a good question.
For
I'm gonna
me-
say no. Well, no, cause wait. I gotta think about this. It's an open faced sandwich.
So the actual question is, do you consider it a sandwich?
So yes, my answer would be, my final answer, Alex, is yes. It's an open
Alex.
face, like Alex Trebek.
Wrong game show.
Like yes, it's an open faced sandwich.
I get what you meant by Alex. I was just like, wait, wouldn't you go with Regis or whoever took over Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Because isn't that what they did on that? Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Yeah. So my final answer, yeah, it is Who Wants to Be. Whatever his name is, I don't know. They changed so many people.
Yeah.
But yeah. What do you think?
Probably in a lot less time, a lot less thought.
Hmm?
I would say in a lot less time than it took you.
Oh,
To
okay. Alright, because you thought
formulate
about it. This is your question. You got time to think.
I actually didn't really
This is
think
the first
about
time
it.
I heard it. We didn't show each other a question, so this is the first time I'm hearing these questions. And the first time he's hearing my question. So what do you think?
The correct answer is, and this is where you would see the
Try
little
it.
ding part,
Try it.
is it is a sandwich.
That just sounds so weird.
Because realistically, I know that's why I was looking at it. I thought it was funny because it's just like technically a sandwich is
A hot dog sandwich.
by definition, I guess, not exact dictionary definition because I don't have a dictionary or thing right in front of me right now. But by definition, a sandwich is a piece of meat or something between 2 pieces of bread with possible filling or something.
I'm like 8 years old.
It's just like, why? What was so funny about that?
He said meat. Okay, so you think it's the same. So we so far have agreed 2 for 2 on the
Same.
answers.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Why did you think it was that?
I didn't expect for it to happen that way. And not be planned.
No.
Okay, so my question. Let's get back deep. Do we have free will?
Let's see. That is a good question. It's a controversial question. Depends on who you ask. Depends on who you ask. It's, I feel a very controversial thing.
For sure.
But coming from just me answering it, and
I don't think we'll agree on this one. But go ahead.
we're not going to agree with it. But the, I guess, end result answer would be yes, you do have free will.
Why? Or explain.
You should explain.
Expound on it.
I come more from the biblical standpoint because it's expressed in the Bible that you do have free will that He's imparted to you. that would be the main resting point because it's, you know, it's in the instruction manual. But I do understand where a lot of people come from with things because it is kind of like that fine line. And, you know, it can kind of, I guess people can try to take either direction with it and go. But, you know, I guess at the end of the day, the inspired word says you do have it. So instead of saying, hey, Rachel, what do you think? I want to say, hey, Rachel, why don't you?
So, I have, of course, I have a complex answer, kind of. I think we do, but I think we don't. So, we do technically because if you make this choice, X, Y, and Z will happen. You're able to decide which thing you do, and then at the end of the day, that's what free will is. You can choose what to do, but you're not free of those what is it? Not circumstances, but what's the word?
Consequences?
Consequences. Yes, that word.
Another save. Yes.
What?
Another word save.
Oh. Anyway, consequences. You're not free of consequences.
Ding.
But I don't know. Do we have free will? I don't feel like we have free will. I believe that everything was already predetermined, even way back in the beginning. So to me, if everything is predetermined, that's not free will. To me, that's just the way I think. So it's not like it's a random outcome. It's like if you write a book and you know the ending of the book, the characters don't have free will because you wrote the characters to do whatever you wrote them to do.
Okay.
That's not free will. Next question.
Okay. But I guess that would lead us to ask y'all.
Do y'all think we have free will? That's a good one. Comment below.
Now
Let me know what you think.
that should be
I mean, feel free to answer all these questions really in the comments. I want to know what y'all think.
and by that, I mean you can even put questions in the comments that you would like us to either discover the answers by doing the research for you, that you may want to know about us. No, whatever. But yeah, but definitely if you don't answer any of the other questions, yeah, put if you think you do have free will. And if you are biblical, feel free to put the verses that you take your answer off of.
And if you're not biblical, answer. I really want to hear y'all's answer because I kind of know what the biblical people are gonna say. I already know. I'm more interested in the non-biblical. But all y'all can answer. That's fine. Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. What's your question? Your next question.
So it brings us to our next question.
What you got?
And this one is not going to be philosophical.
Are any of your hot dog questions philosophical?
No, because I'm not doing the whole.
Okay. Well, I'm an
Hyper-philosophical.
INTP. That's my personality. I like deep philosophical things. He doesn't. He's an ENTP.
I am an ENTP, but I don't mind those things that are philosophical. They're just easier to answer. Like, it's not a discovery as much to it.
Philosophical is easier to answer, you said?
Yeah. A lot of it's logic based. And theories, which is your slogan. But
Way back. Alright, what's your question?
What's
your question?
In 40 years from now.
In 40 years from now?
Yes.
In 40 years or 40 years from now.
Either way.
Okay.
What do you think that we would have that people would be nostalgic about? Like, what now do we have that people could be nostalgic about in
40 years from now?
Mm-hmm.
Paper. I think the human interaction. I think, okay, 40 years from now, we'll still be alive. We'll be in our 60s. So I think we will miss the being able to pick up the phone and talk to a human if you want to, like for customer service. Like I think by then it'll be all AI. So I think we'll be missing people to a certain extent. Because like now we are trying to get away from people, but I think it's gonna go too far. That it's to the point where it's like, dang, I wish I could just talk to somebody and get this done versus having to fight with this AI or try to get them to recognize my voice or whatever.
But the general people of our, I guess, time or in our group of people, generation, whatever you want to call it, do you really think they would miss the communication like that?
I do, but I think it'll be such a weird thing. Like, I don't know how to put it. But, like, I think they'll be shocked. Like, oh, my God, I actually want to talk to a person right now versus this AI. Or
I do that now.
I think the family values will not completely be gone, but I think it'll be a lot worse. It's already bad now, but I feel like the whole home structure will be even worse. You answered the same question.
I actually asked the question because I did not have a big answer for it.
You didn't have an answer?
No.
What?
And that was one of the things, the only thing I could think of is where you kind of hit, and that would be the human contact aspect of things.
Wow.
Because, but I mean, aside, like, past that, like, I couldn't really think of anything else, because this is like, I don't see a whole lot now that we necessarily have that's, like, yeah, I mean, I don't see, I can't really think of too many things that we actually have that's going to be.
Because I think 40 years from now, I don't even know if we'll be able to go outside fully like we can now. I think it won't be as free. Like, it's not fully 100% free now, but without getting into my theories, I got a theory. I think the whole COVID thing was an experiment. And let's see, how do I want to say this? I think I'll keep that to myself. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I think it was an experiment, and I think 40 years from now things will be a lot less free. Yeah, we'll keep it at that.
I can agree with the fact of things being a lot less free, because that's kind of like the trend anyway, and it has nothing to do with COVID or anything like that. Take your phones, mine's somewhere around here, but take them for example. Like, a lot of the stuff we're basically trading convenience
For privacy.
Yeah, we use our phones. But yeah, we're basically trading convenience of everything for freedom, slowly but surely.
Yep.
Whether you realize it or not. And that's what's been happening. That's what's continuing to happen. But another thing I was thinking about with the whole nostalgia thing that was kind of leading me to not being able to think of a actual good answer for it, was because a lot of the stuff that we have, if you look at it, is technology based, and you would have 5 or 6 changes in technology in a year anyway, so it's going to be hard to have nostalgia for something that's continuously ever changing.
I don't know, because I miss the way my old iPhone worked.
That's just because you don't know how to use your new one.
I miss the way certain things were set up, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just not
me.
liking certain settings on something versus the nostalgia of, oh wow, well, I miss when we had that 2G network. That 2G network, man,
Said no one ever.
I could sit down on my computer for periods of time and not even get anything done. Just like, yeah, it was just, well, there was some. Yeah, like, said no one ever, like you said. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't work that way. So, a lot of things being technology based, I can see it not being missed.
Okay, my next question. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. My next question is, what is the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning?
What's the first thing that I think of?
When you wake up in the morning.
It's not set. like I don't have a set first thing.
She said something else. Okay.
What rating are we going for first? Okay, so then I'll ask, what did you hear me say?
It's not sex.
Said no one ever. It's just like,
I
what?
thought that's what you said. I was like,
That's not what
okay,
I
I
said.
didn't ask if it was, but.
And you really, I don't see how she, I don't see how she heard that. But, that's a whole nother something. Yeah. But I don't have a set thing. Like, I don't wake up every morning thinking about the exact same thing.
Really?
Really. Because if you think about it, the night before, you could have had some dreams. So when you wake up still sometimes with a remembrance of the dream that you have. So you're thinking about that. Or you're thinking about just how glad you are to be able to breathe and wake up again. Or you're thinking about, whoa, hit the alarm button again. Oh, hit the alarm button again. I'll get up in a few minutes. Now I generally don't do that one because I'm up pretty early anyway. But you it's like this is when you put that the block marker right there.
Lies. Insert lies.
She's getting us mixed up. But or you'll just be thinking about, oh, I guess I have to get up because it's Monday again, and Monday means you go back to work.
For now.
Yeah. So my actual answer to the question is, I do not have a specific thing that I think about. Like, it's not one specific thing.
You just
I
don't
think
care about
every
nothing.
day. I care about a lot of stuff.
Because they say the first thing you think about in the morning is what you really care about. Like, what's really important to you.
I don't have one.
Okay. Well, when I first wake up, first thing I think about is, oh my God, I need the bathroom. First thing. Very, very first thing. Then
Okay.
it's a prayer. It's my first initial prayer, talking to God. And then it's my alarm. It either is like one or two things, like, oh my God, I sleep so much and my alarm stopped going off and I'm that late. Or did I just wake up before my alarm went off? Something like that. Or how many times did I push snooze? So it's three things. One of three things.
But see, but like, okay.
I'm honest. I push the snooze button. I abuse it on my alarm.
I try not to because
You try not to, just to do it.
I do occasionally, or I'll set 2 alarms because I don't have
Okay,
one at
maybe
all.
that's what
But
you
I'm
did.
awake already, so I'm already awake.
That's the
by
same
the
difference
time-
as pushing snooze
But the
button.
second one is, no, I mean, the second, I don't go back to sleep. It's like I hit the alarm, and then the second one that comes up is to, like, remind me
Like,
what day
get up.
it is. It's just like what day it is and what you actually have to do. But I did like the, that one part that you made, that you were saying in there, the one point, I guess I should say, that you made, was, I do think that it is meaningful, the things that you think of when you first wake up. But what you think of and your actions are different. Like, I think it's amazing that you pray every morning. But, like, with me, for example, I wake up, I don't have to think about to look over at you to make sure that you're good.
Why not?
It's not, it's habit. Like, it's not something I have to think of.
Do it, but
So
you're
I
okay.
automatically.
Well, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
automatically
Yeah.
look over and see, oh, okay, she's breathing, she's fine.
But I do that in the middle. Like, I can get, like, okay, I normally don't sleep all the way through the night. Here lately, seemingly. So, like, if I'm up at, like, 3 or 4, I'll, like, pray over him, pray for our day, and then go back to sleep. And then when it's time for me to get up and get ready for work, then I'm up, checking my phone, alarm, did I sleep through it? Say another prayer, reading devotionals, or whatever it may be set for that day. But, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a difference between what you think of and what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
So what your habits are,
True.
as I said, looking to check and see that you're okay would be the first thing that I do.
True.
After I wake up and I see, okay,
Like, is it weird
I'm
that
there.
I check your pulse
I'm
sometimes?
good at this breathing. A lot of the stuff you do is weird, but that's a whole
You're
other
weird.
story. But like waking up to check on you, okay, that's habit, that's natural. Praying when you get up in the morning. That's not something you have to think about. That's just part of your routine or your fabric of what you do.
Well,
so
I
that
just
wouldn't be
mean,
what you think of.
obviously you have to think of it, whether it's a small thought or whatever, to get your body moving to do it, but not like a deep deliberation, like what's to do next. Just like what's the first thing you should do.
Okay, well.
So I guess I should have said, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a little bit different, but even still, I mean, from the actual question, what do you think about? Like for me, I think about different things, because things that you've built into yourself that are part of like your fabric, the workings, your inner mechanics of how you do things are natural, and they become natural and they become habitual, and you don't necessarily have to think about it. You just kind of, okay, I'm up. All right. For some people, they like coffee, or they want coffee, and that's just kind of what they do.
I just had an epiphany. Oh gosh, I'm not saying it on camera. Never mind. Go ahead.
Oh Lord.
Wait. Okay, go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
Will there be one more? Third time's a charm.
Nope. I'm done. I'm good. Nope. Go ahead.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. It's just like some of those things, and you think about the stuff that you either want to create for yourself, or the things that you want to happen, or the things that you have to remember to do, because it's not something that's built into your routine yet. So that would cause you to have to think about it, or cause yourself to have to remember to do this. So that's just my 2 cents there.
You mean your dollar? That was a lot more than 2 cents.
It was 2 cents a couple times. It was 2 cents a couple times.
Alright, so what's your next question? Alright, babe, so I'm done eating. What's your last question?
That's where I'm still
Chomping.
gently grazing.
So you're a deer now?
No. But alright, so we'll have one last question. And the last question will be semi-Philly.
We're on a cheesesteak now.
That would be a Philly. But yeah, so it'll be semi-philosophical. So the question is, what would the world be like if there was male and female copies of you?
So, like, just male and female copies of me?
Yeah.
First of all, I think I would make a fine dude. Like, fine. First of all. It would be a lot more me's running around, because I would be just that fine of a dude. So.
Can you say fine one more time?
Fine. I ain't say fine. I say a fine. F-O-I-N-E.
The English language is your friend.
Just saying, that'd be cute. So, yeah. But I mean, it would be like, oh god, it would be the exact same, because I feel like I'm more masculine than feminine anyway. I have more of a masculine energy than female energy, so it would be the same difference.
So the world would be the same as it is now?
No, the world would be a lot better, but I'm just saying, like, it would just be like a bunch of me. You just
Well, that would be the question.
Or not have a penis.
That's literally the question.
No,
what
I'm
be
saying
like?
I'm already masculine. So if there was a masculine version of me, it would be the same as a female version of me, except the anatomy, the way it would fill out a shirt. So yeah. I need time to think about this. But no, it would be good. Like, now, there would be certain things we just wouldn't have, we wouldn't do. I'm not that good at it. So, we would just have to do without until we can teach ourselves how to do it. Until we can teach ourselves how to do it. So
oh,
we would
Lord.
just be ourselves. What else? Everybody would be a lot nicer. And it'll be very quiet. It'll be very, very quiet. And we would eat good. You answer the same question?
I'm thinking about it. I still, after listening to you, I still don't completely know if you actually answered the
I
question.
did answer it.
But
I said it would be quiet.
we'll go.
We
That
would
was
eat good.
I guess that was
and
answer enough for the.
there would be certain
for the
things we
question.
wouldn't have because I don't know how to do them. So we wouldn't have it until I taught myself how to do it.
Would you bother teaching yourself how to do it?
It depends on what it is. If I don't feel it's necessary, then no.
I guess there'd just be a lot of stuff that's just not there. But all right. So
It's like broccoli. Nobody eats broccoli. So you answer the same question.
all right. So if the world was
Full of boy use and girl use.
full of boy me's and girls me's.
Girls me's what? Your Jersey came out there.
Girls
Goyles.
me's.
Goyles me's.
Anyhow,
Goyles.
it sounds like she's saying squirrel.
It
But,
doesn't. No, actually.
The way she says squirrel, that's,
Squirrel.
it sounds exact.
Squirrel. And what is
it sounds like.
squirrel, Daddy?
That's go outside and catch one. Well, I finished answering this question.
What?
You said you wanted a squirrel, so I said go outside and catch one.
No,
Finish answering the question.
no, it was from Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Classic.
All right.
So it would be a very beautiful thing. There would be
I mean, you would make a cute girl though.
probably.
I feel like you would.
I'm assuming that's a compliment.
It is.
So I'm going to say
It is.
thank you, dear.
Because we know your hair grows.
Yes, thank you, dear.
Long legs. You
So
would make
it's,
a cute girl.
I'm gonna say that's
Yeah,
a
you would make a
compliment
cute
there.
girl.
But I think I probably make a much more handsome male than I would a better girl. But
I don't know. I'm stuck imagining you as a girl now. I don't know.
we'll just cut that out.
I don't know.
But anyhow, but yeah, aside from it being a beautiful place, there would be probably a lot less sleep because there'd be somebody always up working on something, tinkering on something, making something, doing something. Just it would just be a lot of it'd be a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure.
It might look like Asgard because you would have like gold, a lot of like big built structures and technology and all the other stuff. So like if Asgard was like mated with some planet or some places like super technology filled.
It would be like a section of that. Then on the outskirts, it would just be like a dystopian area, just like random technology pieces thrown around.
It would be the elephant
empty
graveyard.
pizza boxes.
We don't go out there.
All that on the outskirts. But it would be a nice little pretty city.
Where everybody would be repopulating, having fun, enjoying life, being their best them. Which I guess in this case would be technically, if they were being the best them, I guess it would be me being the best me. So I guess I would realistically be living my best life multiply through a bunch of people. I kind of lost myself
Anyway.
there. But
you lost yourself. Because the world of yourself. Anyway. So,
it would be awesome.
I think
to
we
sum it
talked
up,
enough.
Yeah,
I think
we
it's
probably
time to
did.
go.
Yeah, we did. So.
So, in a world where we're all feeling disconnected, let's stay connected. Follow us on our Instagram, Choo Choo Eats. Our Facebook, Choo Choo Eats. It's a Facebook group. Join that. And subscribe to our YouTube channel.